Hey everyone, what is going on? So I've had a few you ask if I could show my battles as well as shoutcasting battles. So what I plan on doing is releasing two videos on most days. One's going to be a shoutcast video and the other one is going to be of my Go Battle League content, whether it be 5, 10, 15 battles, whatever it happens to be. And I'm going to label this a Road to Rank series. I got that idea from my friend Luckey, so definitely go ahead and check her out. Her link to YouTube will be in the description down below. Chances are you already watch her content, but if you don't, definitely go ahead and support her on YouTube and Twitch. So yeah, I'm using a team that I believe Toshi and for the battles used. It's going to be Lapras, Swampert, and Gyarados. So I'm trying this team, a triple water team, and it's been working really well. You can see my rating, and I did drop, unfortunately, but you know, we're still fighting it out. We're still attempting to reach rank 10. It may or may not happen. I'm not stressing over it. You know, I might start to if I get higher. I'm gonna definitely try in the Master League, but Ultra League is definitely not my league. But I did reach rank 10 in the Master League in preseason and season 1. So if anything's my league, it's probably Master League. But let's start commentating these battles. So I do have my Swampert right now. I'm going to shield up this drill run. That should have been enough to knock me out. That's why I decided to shield it. In comes Lapras. I bail into my own Lapras. So it's going to be a Lapras mirror match, and Lapras mirror matches are actually slower than Cresselia mirror matches. It's actually really obnoxious, unless if one of the Lapras has Skull Bash, I guess. But even then, it's still slow. So, yeah, my Lapras just going to be taking these surfs. No shield on my end, so I can't shield, and I wouldn't anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and go for surf. Right now, not going to be shielded. My opponent still has one shield. Definitely not looking good for me. You have to keep in mind they did win the lead with Escavalier against my Lapras. So I wasn't in a good position from the start, but we're still hanging in there. The game is not over just yet. So, yeah, Lapras going to be hit by a surf. Totally fine. I'm charging up extra energy and I'm just going to go straight surf. You definitely want to go for surf because Ice Beam is going to be double resisted, whereas surf is only single resisted. If you do happen to carry Skull Bash, you obviously want to go for that. But I don't, of course, and I think most Lapras don't. But Skull Bash still is a good move. But so my Lapras is going to be hit with another surf, and obviously I'm just going to be able to take it. I should be able to win this unless if he decides to shield. I didn't think this would knock it out anyway, but a couple Ice Shards should be enough. He's not going to shield. That actually does knock it out. So I bail immediately into my Swampert and go for the Hydro Cannon, trying to pick up his last shield, which I knew I would be able to. And we're actually able to get to another Hydro Cannon. Could I have gotten to the Earthquake before Drill Run? Probably, because he threw one earlier, but I didn't want to risk it. As you can see, I would have been able to because we farm him down. Cannot believe I won that game. Despite that, you know, poor lead, we're still actually able to win. So very well played on my opponent's end, and definitely happy with that. But yeah, I was in the 2700s. Now I'm like, I think I'm in the 2600s now, like after this set. But you know, we definitely want to boost our rating a little bit. I'm not relying on rank 10, but we're still going to try. So, okay, pretty positive lead. Obviously, a couple Earthquakes will be enough to knock out Lapras, but that Swampert is going to be neutral to my attacks. And we're going to be taking this first attack. He's actually going for a shield bait. Even if it was an Earthquake, I could take it. So he actually switches to Cresselia to catch a Surf. So I'm actually okay with that. I would have preferred, obviously, saving the energy, but I'll take it. So I switch into my Gyarados. Not the greatest matchup, but because we got the Surf off, we're actually able to, this is actually a pretty good matchup. A couple Moonblast, though, is going to be enough to knock out my Gyarados, so we are going to be able to get off a Crunch. This Crunch is going to be super effective. The shield does come out from Cresselia, which is definitely good. Another Moonblast coming out, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and opt to shield this attack. Not wanting to take it would be enough to knock out my Gyarados. I do want to get to another Crunch. I'm pretty confident this is enough to threaten the shield. We'll have to see if he decides to shield. He does. So I knew I would have to use my last shield if I want to win the lead, but I was pretty confident I would be able to get to a Crunch. So I'm going to shield. I was keeping in mind that they could possibly try and catch my Crunch. That's why I opened the switch menu. But I just go for Crunch and they let their Cresselia go down. So able to knock out Cresselia, totally fine. In comes Articuno, and Articuno is going to be able to farm me down. But we still have that Lapras, and it's actually a healthy Lapras, and Lapras pretty much going to be able to wall this Articuno unless if it has Ancient Power, which a lot of Articuno do carry Ancient Power. I actually catching my Ice Beam, so that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with Ice Beam going into Swampert as well, so we'll take it. Switching into my own Swampert. They need to get off a couple Hydro Cannons. I just need to get off one. Let's see. The Hydro Cannon does connect. Unfortunately, they actually get to another one before I can get to mine. It's not enough to knock out my Swampert, but it's going to get me really low. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Hydro Cannon to knock them out. But the Articuno can come in and farm me. And it's actually not the greatest situation because keep in mind, Ancient Power, a couple Ancient Powers is going to be enough, I believe, right? So Ancient Power or a Charge Attack coming out. Let's see what it is. And it is that Ancient Power. So not great. At least they didn't get the boost. I am going to go ahead and go for my Ice Beam. Yeah, so I do go for Ice Beam. And this is not going to be enough to knock it out. And I'm like, give me a Surf, give me a Surf, give me a Surf. But they do get to another Ancient Power. I'm like, this is it. This is definitely going to be enough to knock out Lapras. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And we get to a Surf. And we actually knock out this Articuno. Some of these battles are really intense, guys. I can't believe I won the last couple of them. Literally, like, it looked like 1 or 2 HP. But we're still actually able to win that one. Surprisingly, right? So jumping into the next battle. We'll have to see what happens in this game. I've been seeing a lot of Giratina and Swampert leads. That's why I like leading with Lapras. Okay, we see a Granbull. Granbull is ultra squishy, so it's okay. We're still taking a lot of damage. It is a Charm variant. Sometimes you see Charm, sometimes you see Snarl, so I'm going to go ahead and opt to go for this Surf. So this Surf is going to be shielded. And I do get to another one, so let's see if they want to double commit. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Surf right now. So they are down 2 shields now, which is beautiful. They do switch into Cresselia, so I'm going to bail into my Gyarados. Now they cannot block a Crunch because they have no shields left. So that is pretty good. We're going to be able to take a Moonblast. They actually have Grass Knot. So Grass Knot, Cresselia gets to faster. And it does good damage because we're neutral to it, flying type as well as water. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Crunch. After the Dragon Breath attack, should only need one more. Am I going to go ahead and shield this? I am not because I know I can take it. We're going to be able to take it. Psycho Cut is not going to be able to knock me out. Can we get to it before they get to another Grass Knot? We cannot. So that will force my last shield because I do want to win this lead. But that's okay. I do shield and I do go for the Crunch. I was afraid they might try and catch it with Granbull, but I went for it immediately anyway because of how low I was. So Granbull going to come in and Charm me down. So I am going to go ahead and go for Surf immediately with my Lapras, hoping this was enough. And it turns out not to be enough. And they do go for a charge move, which is good. At least they use their energy. But I do shield. Why did I shield that? Oh yeah, I shielded because my Swampert probably wouldn't be able to farm down with Mudshot until I took a lot of Charm damage. And I didn't want to take that much damage with my Swampert. That's why I went ahead and shielded that. But maybe I shouldn't have, but that's why I decided to. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Hydro Cannon with Swampert, enough to knock out the Charizard. In comes that Granbull. We did charge up extra energy because I knew I needed a Hydro Cannon. Don't need to tap any bubbles. It's going to be enough to knock out Granbull, and we're going to be able to take that game. So really well played on my opponent's end. Yeah, maybe I should have not shielded my Lapras, but it's okay. That's, we did. So it's okay. So going up against Rise. So if you don't know Rise, he's a fellow content creator. He has high quality PvP content. So link in the description. Go check him out as well as Luckey. I watch his content on a daily basis, and I'm sure you'll pretty much enjoy it as well. So Cresselia going to hit me with a charge attack, and it is not going to be Grass Knot. It's going to be Moonblast. So I'm like, okay, as long as we don't get a debuff, I'm okay with this. We're going to go ahead and go for a couple Surfs. This is another slow matchup, Cresselia versus Lapras. So we're going to be able to get back-to-back Surfs. Almost back-to-back Surfs, not quite, but this Lapras is going to be able to connect with it. I'm glad they don't have Grass Knot because Cresselia gets to it fast and it just does a lot of damage. So Moonblast going to connect. We do not get an attack drop, so that's good. I am going to go ahead and be hit with another charge attack. So I'm like, okay, I want to win this lead. So I am going to go ahead and shield this Moonblast. Do we get an attack drop? We do not, so that's good for us. Going to go ahead and go for the Surf. Cresselia could definitely take this, but maybe not with the ice shards afterwards. But he decides not to shield, and I get to another surf, so I'm going to go for this surf. Is he going to give up switch advantage and keep shield advantage? No, he is not, because he probably figures he can get to a grass knot as he can, so good play. I am going to go ahead and shield this one up. Moonblast. Okay, so obviously it's going to be Moonblast, and then he switches out to Obstagoon, the bane of my existence. I switched into Gyarados. I didn't know what to do. Like, I have so much trouble with Obstagoon. Like Gyarados switching is like really not a good switching, but he would have farmed down my Lapras. I guess Swamp It, right? I mean, I don't know. Is Swamp It the correct play to go in against Obstagoon? I don't know. Because I could threaten it with Hydro Cannons. Obstagoon can take a Hydro Cannon. It could probably take 2 Hydro Cannons, I think. It's really pretty tanky, so I don't know the best play. Maybe I should have went into Swamp It. Let me know what you guys think. But Obstagoon is definitely difficult to deal with, so he does farm me down. So we're definitely not in a great position. I basically gave up my Gyarados. Yes, we did a lot of damage, but he has loaded energy. So I bring in my Swampert now. Probably should have brought in Swampert instead of Gyarados. So that was probably a mistake. But lesson learned. But I do end up sacrificing my Lapras. So we do take some of that energy. So that's good for us. Bringing in my Swampert. He actually bails to catch the charge attack as well. So he made a fantastic swap as well, but unfortunately, if I was able to farm that down, that would have probably been a different story, but unfortunately wasn't able to. In comes Obstagoon, going to be hit with a charge attack, so this charge attack, going to be Night Slash, and I was hoping he didn't have enough for another one, because we were able to catch his energy with Lapras, and it turns out he doesn't, so Hydro Cannon is going to be able to knock him out, and he brings in Charizard, so I'm like, okay, well, this normally would be a good situation for us, but because we're so low, it's not, because this one Hydro Cannon is not going to be able to take it out, and Charizard's going to be able to get to a Dragon Claw. Could have gotten to a Blast Burn as well, but you might as well go for the Dragon Claw, right? So really well played on Rise's side, and time almost actually ended up. If I brought in Swampert against the Obstagoon, I may have been able to win that. I'm not really sure. It's probably a better matchup, because you can kind of spam those Hydro Cannons, but you're still taking a lot from Night Slash. But I should have done that, right? Because he wouldn't have brought in Charizard against my... he wouldn't have switched in Charizard, right, against my Swampert. So that was probably what I should have done. But that's okay. You live or you learn. Obstagoon is definitely difficult to deal with. So he switches in Lapras. And this is another Pokemon that's difficult to handle. So I'm just going to go ahead and charge up a lot of energy and go for Surf. And he actually surprises me. He actually shields us. Now, obviously, I knew he shielded it because he was afraid of Skull Bash. So that got me thinking, like, he probably has Skull Bash on his. Lo and behold, he does. So after that Skull Bash, I'm like, okay, this Lapras is going to sweep my entire team. Maybe I'll be able to knock it out with my last Pokemon. That's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way. Because the Surfs are doing less damage. I mean, they're not doing much to begin with. And I really can't switch. I mean, I guess I could... You know what? I don't want to go into Gyarados. Yes, Dragon Breath is pretty good damage, but at the same time, we're taking neutral from the ice attacks. Gyarados is really squishy. I knew he didn't have Ice Beam. He has Skull Bash, so not really a great situation. So I'm just staying in. Because I knew he didn't have Ice Beam, I guess I could have went into Gyarados, and the only neutral attack would have been the Ice Shard. Well, actually, Skull Bash as well, which wouldn't have been good. I don't know. I thought I was going to lose this. I was in a really bad situation. So I am actually going to pull the switch into Gyarados right now, hoping... I was trying to catch a Surf, so I was hoping this was the Surf, but it was actually another Skull Bash. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's absolutely no way. We'll be able to take out the Lapras. He actually gets off another charge attack, by the way. We'll be able to take out the Lapras, but... yeah, he still has 2 Pokemon in the back. I'm going to go ahead and get off that Crunch. It was a CMP tie, it looked like. Crunch will be enough to knock out the Lapras, so we do take that out. In comes Scizor. So Scizzor's really squishy, so what can we do? We bring in this Swampert. I know I resist the steel attacks, not Night Slash. Night Slash is going to do a good amount. He does go for that Night Slash, and he bails into his own Swampert, so I still have 2 shields. Keep in mind, I am up a shield, so I'm going to go ahead and invest one right now into this Hydro Cannon. I am going to charge up enough for a couple Hydro Cannons myself and go for one right now. I'll probably have to shield one of these. That's what I'm thinking. Not going to shield that one. We do get to another one. Is he going to allow his Swampert to go down, or is he going to shield it? He is going to shield it. And I'm like, I'm able to catch his Hydro Cannon with Lapras. Now, actually, this is not enough to knock out Lapras. It's close, so he's able to farm me down. but I was like, oh, maybe I could beat him to it, and we actually beat him to it because we caught it with that Lapras. So we're able to get to a Hydro Cannon without having to use my last shield. So we still have the shield for this Scizor, which is huge, because the Night Slash, I'm thinking, might be enough at this range, right? So I do have that shield. I'm thinking it's probably enough. So I could have went for Earthquake, probably would have knocked him out, but I have 2 Hydro Cannons. So I go for back-to-back Hydro Cannons, and this is actually going to knock out that Scizor. I cannot believe I won this game. I think I would have lost if I didn't do that sacrificial swap into Lapras, or if he didn't shield my Lapras in the beginning when he thought it was Skull Bash. I probably would have lost this one, but you know, it was a fantastic game nonetheless. So we do go 4-1 with this set, and we'll continue this series. Road to Rank. Let me know if you like it, and let me know if you want me to continue it. And definitely go check out the creators I mentioned in the video, Ali, Luckey, and Rise. Definitely both fantastic content creators. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.